I order the box option. This is how they come, so no box review. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Haolonggood review. Today we're taking a look at their newest offering, their Spiky Gastonia. And like all Haolonggood offerings, we get two versions, a green and yellow version. Both retail for around $17 each. I'll leave a link down below to the AliExpress store I purchased these from. Haolonggood, everyone's favorite budget-friendly dinosaur figure company. Really excited that they decided to do Gastonia. We have so few figures of this really cool species, and the first thing I noticed when I wrapped them from their bubble wrap chamber is the size of these figures. These are actually a little bit bigger than I expected, and since we're talking about size, let's just do a couple quick measurements. These figures are 7 inches long from the tip of the snout to the tip of the tail, or 17.1 centimeters, about an inch and a half tall at the hips, or 3.8 centimeters. So Gastonia is around 16 to 20 feet long in real life, or 5 to 6 meters. So I'll put these figures nicely in that 130 to 135 scale range. And like I mentioned earlier, you do get two color versions of the Gastonia, the green and yellow version. Out of the two, I actually prefer the green one this time. I always feel like green is very overdone on dinosaur figures, but the green one, just the way it's painted, looks much more detailed than the yellow version. The green one has all these nice black stripes along the back, the red coloration of the spikes with the black dry brushing, and another row of spikes before the hip plate with a little bit of white is much better painted than the yellow version. I also love the nice wash of red along that armor plate hip covering that really brings out all the fine details on this figure. Just love this little spiky little fellow. And the other thing I love that they did, they gave these figures, both of them, those baby blue eyes. Love blue eyes on dinosaur figures. I think it's absolutely stunning, and Haolonggood has given a lot of their figures blue eyes, and that is a-okay in my book. Going on to the yellow one. Yellow one's also a good figure. Very unique color for an armored dinosaur. I just feel like the paint apps are kind of lacking on this version. You just have, standard gray for the spikes. That hip plate just has that little bit of a striping along the back, and a little bit of a green, kind of like a camo green going along the middle of it. And they have all those gray spikes going all the way down the tail. Both figures have a nice cream coat for the bottom, and decent cloaca slips. Always going to do the bum checks on Dino Scream reviews. But yeah, I really enjoy both figures. It's a very cool species of dinosaur. It's nice to have two options, but green is definitely my favorite pick. And moving on with comparisons, first up here it is. And next up, since we don't have too many Gastonia figures, actually this is the only other Gastonia figure in my collection. This is Collector's version. This one came out years ago. It's still a fine figure, but I definitely like Haolonggood's. It's definitely going to replace this one on my collector shelf. The collecting one, if you're on a budget, I think this figure retails for around like $7-8. It was a very cheap figure, but I did get it years ago, so who knows what it costs now because, inflation. Next up is a Gastonia life-size cast. This is a cast off the axle skull of Gastonia. I've had this collection in my collection for years. It just sits downstairs in a box with all my other dinosaur fossil casts. I really don't have a lot of room to display them, so it's always nice that I get to take these out once in a while and appreciate all these amazing things I do have in my collection. Now, Gastonia is from the early Cretaceous of Utah, of the Cedar Mountain Formation, more specifically the yellow cat member. There's a pretty decent amount of species from that member, but there's very few figures of those species. And we have Gastonia. Pictured is the Safari Limited Utah Raptor, which is probably the most popular species to come out of that formation. Hopefully Haolonggood does one. This Utah Raptor is a little bit big to scale with these Haolonggood ones, and if you feel like it, you could throw in Collecte's awesome looking Iguanodon as Iguana Colossus, because like I said, there's quite a diverse species in the yellow cat member. Haolonggood has been cranking out a few armored dinosaur species. We have their Euoplocephalus, their Dinosaurs, which has amazing scale detail all over it. Just like, definitely one of their best armored dinosaur, and their Edmontonia. So they've definitely been doing a pretty good job cranking out armored dinosaurs. I think their figures just keep getting better and better. Love the Gastonia. Definitely some of the bigger ones of their armored dinosaurs so far. Can't wait to see them tackle more species. And lastly, just here's a quick comparison with some of Haolonggood's other species. The Dacintrus, recently released Myosaur, Chasmosaurus and their amazing Mementosaurus. As you can see, Haolonggood does very, very diverse species. They're very herbivore heavy. I'm okay with that because I've been very critical of their theropods. There's been some I didn't even pick up, like their baryonyx. So hopefully they can work out the kinks and make those figures on par with PNSO's theropods, because PNS will definitely set the bar high with theirs. But yeah, we have a great diversity from this company, and I absolutely love every second of it. So, final thoughts on Haolonggood's Gastonia. I think both figures turned out absolutely great. The green one is definitely my preferable version over the yellow one. I just think the paint apps are much, much better on the green version. Just love that wash of red all over the osteoderms and that back plate over the hips. You can't beat the price on their figures for like 17 bucks. You're getting a lot of figure. There's good quality in their figures. Not all their figures are a home run, but they have been pretty consistent for the short time that they've been on the scene, ever since they broke away from GR Toys. So I do highly recommend both these figures. Can't beat it for 17 bucks. So like I said earlier, the AliExpress store I got these from, the link is down below in the description if you'd like to pick these two up for yourself. And that will do it for the review. I do have PNSO's Tyranno Titan coming in. That should be here in a week or two. And I'm still on the hunt for some new Jurassic World stuff, like the Mapusaurus, Brontosaurus, and whatever else is coming out. There's a lot of stuff coming out because of Chaos Theory. So stay tuned for all those reviews. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously and is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys for the next one.